South Korea is known for its pretty brutal beauty standards, and some actors you might consider gorgeous aren't all that popular with Korean netizens at all. An actor who got heavily criticized for his looks at the beginning of his career is Soohyun. He started gaining more attention in 2011 after he starred in the teen musical Dream High. The drama got very big in Korea and even became loved overseas. Because he played the role of the male lead, people started to pay more attention to Soohyun's appearance. In his earlier roles, he looked a lot more different compared to now. People used to say he didn't fit Korea's beauty standards at all. Although he blew the entirety of Asia away with his acting in his drama My Love from the Star, some people were more focused on the way his nose looked in his very first few appearances on screen. It's reported that a Chinese newspaper even went as far as to call him a product of plastic surgery because he looks a lot better now. When he was only starting out, these harsh critiques definitely took a toll on him. In the entertainment industry, good looks make your way to huge success a lot easier. Since Soohyun was seen as the black sheep among all the other actors, it was believed that he wouldn't become successful at all with his future movies and dramas. At the beginning, he mostly took on supporting roles and even got unlucky a few times during auditions. For example, he failed to land a role in the very well-known drama Boys Over Flowers. In 2014, a news outlet even put him on the list of actors that are ugly pretty, meaning that he isn't considered conventionally attractive but has a certain charm to him. After more than 15 years of being in the industry, he definitely proved all of his haters wrong. A few of the dramas he starred in became some of the highest-rated shows in Korean film history. Not to mention his drama It's Okay to Not Be Okay was the third Korean production to ever be nominated for an Emmy Award. Nowadays, he's considered to be an all-round star who's also loved for his appearance. Next up is Namunhi, who has proved that even if you participate in the Miss Universe contest, you still won't be enough in the eyes of the Korean public. In October of 2021, during an episode of MMTG on YouTube, Namunhi came clean about all the criticism that she got when she was participating in the Miss Korea and Miss Universe pageants. When it comes to her participation in Miss Korea in 2006, it was her skin tone that became a big point of insecurity. She explained that most of the contestants had very pale, almost translucent skin. Additionally, they weren't very toned or fit, but rather had very slender bodies. She, on the other hand, was a lot more tan, not to mention that she's always been pretty muscular. According to E, this paper white type of skin and the extreme skinniness was exactly what the Korean beauty standard was back then, which means it was also what the pageant was looking for. She elaborated that she was seen as the odd one out and explained that when she went on stage and people spotted her thigh muscles, they'd ask what was wrong with her body. Because of her stronger looks, the public also started to criticize her personality. They argued that she was too confident and should instead try to be more elegant. It didn't end there, as people started to criticize her appearance even more. She shared, "They said I'm too large of a person to be on camera, and they would always point out my dimples. They wanted me to get rid of them. Dimples are considered a flaw in Korea, so surgeons have even reached out to her to get them corrected." When the pageants took place, E was in her early 20s. She confessed that she started to feel helpless about the future and said, "I always thought in the back of my head that I might have to give up on this career path altogether because of these standards." Luckily for E and many others in the industry, things have been slightly improving over the past few years, and slowly but surely, the entertainment scene is becoming more inclusive. When it comes to Soohyun, his biggest enemy is himself. On the 25th of May in 2021, Ingo held an online press conference for his movie Pipeline. During this conference, the topic of his looks became a main theme. It all started when Yuha, the director of the movie, made a comment about Inguk's appearance in relation to his casting choices. He said, "Soohyun is not conventionally attractive, but he sure is attractive, and I was fascinated at first sight." This might have led to Inguk overthinking the way that he looks a lot, because during the press conference, he acknowledged the comment the director made and let everyone know that he wasn't surprised by it at all. He elaborated, "I personally think I have a weird face. Sometimes I look handsome, but other times I look ugly." He further added that he believes that the director holds his unique looks in high regard, which he appreciated a lot. Inguk then revealed that the director had complimented his eyes and aura, saying that those two features of him really attract people. Despite what director Yuha and Inguk himself think, fans absolutely melt at the sight of him. His career has been extremely successful so far, with his roles in Doom at Your Service being one of his most popular ones yet. Even if he's considered unique looking, it hasn't impacted his career in a negative way. Someone who's considered to be Korea's ugliest actress is Junghyun, who, beside from playing supporting roles in dramas, is mostly known for her appearances on SNL Korea. Her natural appearance is always considered to not really fit the Korean beauty standards. She's viewed as someone who's not necessarily conventionally attractive, but looks more unique. However, during most of her skits in SNL, she often plays unattractive single women, and the jokes usually revolve around mocking her appearance. To make this role of the unattractive woman even more convincing, they tend to put her in extremely unappealing outfits and make her wear absolutely awful makeup looks that don't work for her face at all. Because her work on SNL feeds into this image of her being unattractive, she's now widely known as one of the ugliest Korean actresses. This has gotten to the point that people get surprised when she actually looks decent when she's not wearing one of her skit costumes. Although Yidong is only 42 years old and the mother of 2 children, her skin looks as flawless as ever. She might not be the most conventionally attractive actress in the industry, but with a good outfit and hairstyle, you can't say she's not pretty to look at. Speaking of horrible outfits, Gunsok won't hear the end of it from the public. Although he's been pretty inactive these past few years, he used to be very loved in the 2000s. After starring in the 2009 movie You're Beautiful, he even started gaining fans overseas. Considering that he was a child model, his looks were never much of a problem in his early years. That is, until he began aging, and even his fans commented that he was starting to look a lot worse. In Korea, most celebrities have the magical power to age like fine wine, but unfortunately, this wasn't the case for Gunsok. In 2013, he was spotted at Seoul's Incheon airport, and even though he was 23 at the time, a fan commented that he looked like he was pushing 30. His poor fashion choices have also been critiqued, and people have suggested that he should look into hiring new stylists. Another fan argued that they're purposely trying to make him look older than he is by putting him in these poor outfits. However, in 2016, Gunsok started to get massively criticized for the way that he looked after he gained some weight. He was once again spotted at the airport, and while fans were there to greet him, Korean media outlets noticed that something about him had changed. They noticed that his cheeks got chubbier, and his poor weight maintenance immediately became a hot topic among netizens. Some even claimed that he'd now become totally unrecognizable. In the last few years of his career, he got continuously mocked, and now he rarely makes an appearance anymore. Another actress who had a rough time throughout her career due to her appearance is veteran actress Namunhi. Although she's now known as Korea's grandma and has made a name for herself that won't be forgotten anytime soon, she hasn't always had it easy. Most of the difficulties she faced in the industry when she was younger had to do with the fact that she wasn't considered to fit the beauty standards of that time. Recently, pictures of when Namunhi was in her 20s surfaced on the internet. Although she's now 81 years old and her appearance has changed as she grew older, most of her features are still very recognizable. Namunhi debuted around the time she was 20 years old, and unlike all the other actresses in the scene at that time, she didn't make quick progress. The reason for this was that the public believed that she lacked visuals, meaning that she wasn't interesting enough to look at on screen. In comparison to others, she was seen as the odd one out because she wasn't as conventionally attractive. Despite this, Namunhi never gave up and put in a lot of hard work and effort to make her mark in the industry. Her first breakthrough was in 1996 with the drama The Most Beautiful Goodbye in the World. By the time she was 55 years old, she became a household name in the world of television. Those were all the actors considered ugly by the Korean public. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!